Hello, welcome back. I'm Jeff Byers, and this is ANY258, and this is Module 14. And in this module, we're going to be creating original assets for your Maya Gay level. Now, the issue with this is that the marketplace, the Unreal marketplace, really doesn't have any assets or props that I've seen. They used to, which has caused a lot of issues now, because now we're kind of faced with how do we set dress this scene. Well, we can set dress the scene, the exterior, no problem. It's the interior that might become difficult to set dress, since there aren't any free props. You're going to even have a problem finding props that are out there, even if you want to pay for them. So the idea here is now we're going to create original assets. Now we're going to create more, because we're not going to be set dressing the rooms in this particular module. So you're focused totally on creating your original assets. So just keep that in mind. If you find props out there that are free, that's great. I don't expect anyone to buy anything. In fact, I don't want you to. For Module 14, pretty straightforward. You're just going to be creating 8 original Mayan props. Okay, now they need to be Mayan themed. Okay, and the only catch is that 2 of the pieces, or 2 of the assets, need to be a modular bridge piece. Then the other 6 is up to you what you want to do. But again, you can't really use the same structure and then change a little bit of it, or copy it. Let's say you make a wine glass, not that you would, but if you make a wine glass and you just scale it up and you go, well, that's 2 props. No, I won't count that. You cannot duplicate or copy an object and then move vertices around and go, hey, this is something different. It has to have a totally different structure for it to be counted. So make sure you keep that in mind. What I would highly recommend is that there are probably 3 things you got to have. You have to have your bridge pieces. I don't have it in here. The other one is you need to have, unless you find it, a torch. So create a torch. That's really simple to create. Basically a cylinder and a round piece on top. So a sphere and a cylinder, just elongate the cylinder and then texture it, and that will be good enough for me. And then you're going to want to create a construction sheet for every single one of those pieces. Okay, so make sure you do that. And it's not a hard thing to do. I'll show you some other. It's pretty simple. We're just working totally on our own assets for this, and the more assets you create, the nicer your set dressing will look. And again, I realize that there's basically no Mayan assets out there that I can see, not free anyway. And the stuff they did have in Unreal is gone. The marketplace, they're now selling it. So if you find stuff, great, and use it, fantastic. But also feel free to use medieval that time period too. I know it's kind of strange to say that, but otherwise you won't be able to set dress the insides of your buildings at all, and I want to see a little bit set dressed. So do what you need to do to get those set dressed as well as you can. I understand that we're running out of time, and I do want to see set dressing, and I definitely want to see your 8 props in your level. If I don't see that, that will be points off, and I want to see the bridges in there, and those need to be modular pieces that you created. So that's all I'm really asking for, is that, again, just make sure you understand the requirements and restrictions. It's going to be nighttime lighting, so that'll be if you look forward to modular 15. Basically, modular 14, this module, you're going to be creating your original assets. And in the meantime, if you get done with that, I want you to move forward with adding and set dressing the outside, which is going to be grass, rocks, boulders, anything you can get your hands on that to help set dress. And a lot of that stuff you have already with the courtyard, and you already have trees and you already have grass and all that stuff. And you remember what you have to do is you have to remember how it bogged you down. Remember when you added too much grass? Some of you guys said your scenes were crashing. What you want to do is you just want to add grass along the pathways of your Mayan level and not the open areas. Keep the grass, no grass in the open areas, and just kind of go along and do very little. But you want to make sure the grass you put in last, and put the trees in, the boulders in, the trees in, and the grass, and work your way up. And make sure you save often, make sure you save all the time, because if you do start crashing, you're going to have to pull back. Basically, your computer's telling you can't handle anymore. And I totally understand. So a lot of times when you go to the marketplace, I've noticed it, and here's some examples real quick, but I've noticed that their stuff isn't optimized. And when you don't have optimization, because they're free objects, people don't care. They're not optimized for the scenes. So what happens is that they could be millions and millions of polygons, and your graphics card just can't handle all those polygons, and so it's just chugging away, and it's having an impossible task to try to keep up with it. So if you have a computer that's got problems with resources, I would highly recommend that if you go and try to find free stuff, you may want to go in and just kind of reduce the polygons. Maybe you can do that without making it look terrible, but maybe just go in there and try to reduce it in half with Maya's reducing tool. It works pretty well, and then you just got to make sure the textures still work. Now that can be a problem, so just be aware of that. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying if you do have issues and problems, there's workarounds for all that stuff. Some of you have never done modular buildings, so I kind of have a little tutorial series here taking through the process how to create a modular piece in case you need something. You need to have your bridge, so this will get you started and show you how to do that, and from start to finish, how to add a texture and how to get it into Unreal. So watch that series if you need help with something. If you have questions or concerns, just email me at jbars3@jcc.edu. I'm always here to help. Your texture sheet will look something like this. Of course, you guys, basically the whole idea is perspective, side view, front view, and then your maps. And basically when you get all that done, you'll turn everything in. Make sure you read the grading rubrics, and all I need this time is just your sheets. I'm not having you guys do any set dressing. And if you want to, if you get this done early, if you want to, go ahead and start set dressing and getting things going. Module 15, we're going to go into, I need to have at least one jump pad, and I need to have two portals, one that goes into and one that takes you out. So jump pads and portals will be Module 15. The VFX will be the fire for the torches. We're going to have night lighting. We're going to have torches to light, the scene. And then I want you to go in there and add fog and just add some more atmosphere and have some fun with it. I know we only have a week. Do the best you can, and I wish you guys the best of luck. If you have questions or concerns, let me know, and I will see you guys next week, the last week, Module 15. Just to kind of give you a heads up, Module 15 cannot be turned in late. I have to get everything turned in on time as far as grades go, and I can't make any mistakes there. So I need to have your Module 15s, they're due, and please do not be late. Well, they can't be late, because if they're late, then it's a 0. So please get all that stuff turned in, and I will see you next week in Module 15. Have a great week, and I'll see you then.